Hi guys, welcome to the House of Fun. Yes, it's time for another weekly roundup, another overdue weekly roundup. It's probably been 3 weeks again, but I was determined to try and get one in today. I guess the big thing is the big thing to tell you about. Yeah, we've had some new stuff and it's always hitting the site and the notifications and the emails and all the usual stuff. But I really wanted the warehouse as a big kind of company achievement to be able to actually finally say, we got it, here are the details. We're not there yet. It's kind of ridiculous. I mean, I'm sure many of you thinking it might be fantasy at this point, and I'm sort of doubting it myself. But things are signed. Money has changed hands. Finally, I've been told Wednesday this coming week. So for the end of the month, really, we should have the keys and we can kick off that journey. So this will be the last one. Before I've got that to talk about, it'll probably take us a month to segue over and everything. So where does this find us? Well, March over here. It's been a little bit quiet. I mean, we were still busy, but it's been a little bit quieter than probably February was. And I don't know if this is because it's a kind of build up to more stuff opening over here, or general malaise, or maybe more stuff going on, or nicer weather taking more people outside, or don't really know. So I mean, yeah, it's given us a little bit of time to breathe. But really, I wanted to be using that time to set up the new warehouse, which we should have had by now. There. So yeah, best laid plans and all that. But March, we still have some good new stuff in, so I'll take you through it now. Quite a lot on the table here. Bound to be some stuff I've forgotten. And yeah, the big one on the end there, the ghost pump, that's why I'm wearing the hoodie here. It's actually a ghost one as well, so it's kind of fitting. Wearing the hoodie because with this mic that I've been having difficulty with, a really sensitive mic, I got some grief from the guys after the last video saying, why the hell did you pin the mic in the middle of your stomach? And it actually delivered okay sound, so I didn't hate the way I didn't have to fiddle with it so much editing. But it did look a bit silly. So doing this, at least I can pin it down there and that's okay. Anyway, new stuff then, whipped through. We've had some big hitters a couple of weeks back. So we had SmartSweets and we had Legendary Food Toaster Pastries like Pop-Tarts over from the States. And yet, to be honest, we didn't get that many in. There are sort of suck it and see ones. So I'll take you through those quickly later on in the video. But we didn't actually hit the Instagram properly with that. It made it onto the notification service on site. I think we did stories and stuff, and you probably saw it because they're very colourful and eye-catching. You probably couldn't have missed that in our Just Arrived category where we always plough new stuff. So it was the most exciting part of the site. And yeah, Ghost Pump on the end there. So the new Ghost stuff that's kicking off what they call it V2 season. So it has been a little bit of a slow period. I usually love talking about Ghost stuff, but I just haven't had that much to talk about. And indeed, stock on some of the sort of standard bits has been a little bit shaky through the start of this year. But that's basically because they ended their V1 runs on a lot of different products. And it's just taking a while for the factory over in the States to start running out the new V2 version. So we got loads coming. It's just about to kick off now. So I'll come back to Ghost, but we got Pump anyway. That's where we've started here in the UK. We got FitSnacks Bars in. So Alani Nu's FitSnacks Bars, which are quite popular. We got 2 new flavours and a big restock. So they've been very popular on site. So I'm going to cover them here. And there's some Easter bits here. The Easter cream from Skinny Food Co. people get very, very excited about. We got a little Easter bundle. It's not much, but it's a start. And yeah, we got some chocolate cups. I've got a few other little bits to whip you through, stuff coming up ahead. So this is a general catch-up one, and I'm already, 5 minutes into it or something silly. So there you go. There's the preamble. Other than that, nothing really to report. Situation normal, the usual kind of panics. But there you go. So we'll dive in. Hope you're all well out there, wherever this hits you in the world. And thank you for tuning in, subscribing, and all that sort of business. And again, I'm hoping to do these more regularly coming up there. But for those who have actually stayed subscribed and indeed keep joining and stuff and give us any of your time for these overly long videos, much appreciated. Okay, where are we at? So we'll start with snacks, probably. Let's go with the FitSnacks because they're nearest and I have stuff to show you. So that's always a strong place to start. Saturday, later on when I'm actually filming this, I could use the snacks as well. So I will open a couple of these. Alani Nu's FitSnacks Bars, they are vegetarian. That's a cool thing to say about these protein bars. But they're kind of sweet inclusion-y cereal bars coated in chocolate. And they are, 16 grams of protein, 180 calories, 4 grams of sugar. So broadly speaking, low sugar, gluten-free, so on them as well. The packaging's really, really cute. The packaging, they always seem a little bit inadequate in here, but it's just, I guess it's got good eye-catching on the shelf style value. Same with the generous sized boxes. So yeah, they do look amazing. We love the aesthetic with these things. All the Alani supplements look great. So the one I'm holding here is the Peanut Crisp, I think. Peanut Butter Crisp, that's a new flavour. And we got, down there, and we got Cookies and Cream. So that's your sort of Oreo style thing. I'll probably open one of these to show you. It's the usual sort of, they're not quite carb killery because it's not got the caramel and stuff running through it. So they're not quite the same as a bunch of the bars we've got here in the UK, but quite a normal sort of format for an American style bar, like Fortifex, very, very similar format. Some of the Redcon bars, quite a similar format. Who else has done bars like this? Compact Crunch bars, I suppose, back in the day, the Pro Brands bars back in the day. I mean, these are a bit more crispy than that, but I think the Redcon BAR, the cereal bar crisp things, probably gives you the same base, but these are just fully coated rather than partially coated. And yeah, whatever. They're very, very popular anyway. People love the brand. People love the look of them as well. Good nutritionals. So, yeah, we've got... for ages, there's a chocolate cake, there's a confetti cake, there's a blueberry muffin one, there's a fruity cereal one, there's a Fruit Loops inspired one, so there's a definite cereal theme and then a sort of cake theme to the side. Anyway, we've got quite a few flavours now. Cookies and cream I will show you. These bars do unfortunately snap quite a bit. I think it's because they're crispy and it makes them a little bit brittle. So sometimes in the packs we get them a little bit broken into 2 chunks like this, but whatever, it means more snacks for us to enjoy. And it's easier for me to actually show you. So I grab this here. This is the cookies and cream one, the one I'll take you through. So obviously Oreo inspired. You know the drill. There you go. So it's 180 calories, 16 grams of carbs, 4 grams of sugar, 7 grams of fat, 16 grams of protein. So not bad nutritionals, less than 200 calories, as I said. And let's just see. How's that going? FitSnacks. And what you get here is a very, very sort of charcoal dark, cocoa infused protein crispy center. And then you've got that sort of Oreo-style cream around the edge of that. So there's a sort of a 3-layer kind of cross-section-y thing going on. So you can see the white cream in there. And then you've got the kind of low-sugar chocolate coating, complete with more Crispies and complete with some sort of drizzle on the top there as well. So all very nice, very aesthetically pleasing. And it is a hard bar. It's not the sort of thing I can squeeze caramel out of. It is very firm. But it makes it very satisfying. Certainly more filling than you'd think for the 45 grams or whatever this bar is, 46 grams. What can I compare it to? It's a bit like Quest's Hero bars. Yes, the Redcon BAR bars I mentioned before. In fact, the Quest Beyond cereal bars, the sort of base of that too, is very similar. Yeah, these are sweet. They're on the sweeter side, but American bars frequently are, which makes them a win for us. Cookies and cream in this adds a nice counterpunch because the dense darkness of the chocolatey crisp center, it does need lifting a little bit with some excessive creaminess, and that is exactly what you get in the cream style layer that goes around that, and then the chocolate to sort of seal the deal. It's a very nice balance. It does give you a very Oreo-like aftertaste in the mouth. There's definitely a cream cheese sort of vibe, so it's quite impressively authentic. They pull that off. There's no unpleasant, stinging sweetener aftertaste, at least not to me. And it's just a very, very nice bar. As I say, it's light, it's low calorie, yet very, very satisfying. It's sort of odd how that happens, but it's a pleasing texture. It's certainly a bar you will enjoy as something a little bit different, certainly to a lot of the bars we get by and large in the UK here, like the Carb Killers, the Fulfill bars, the Bear Bells, etc. So we've got that one. That's a very nice cookies and cream. Has been popular. Better for us, probably. I'm not going to show you because the actual format's very similar, except it's kind of peanut buttery, golden fondanty outside. And then with the Crispies in the middle, very infused with peanuts and peanut nibs. And yeah, it's very delicious. It gives you that real creamy peanut butter, sort of Reese's filling sort of vibe. It's very sweet peanut butter. And then there's a hint of authentic bitterness. They're just well done bars, well done flavouring systems. So I'm talking about this one here. That's the peanut butter crisp. That is actually Millie's favourite. She wanted me to... Well, she didn't want me to, but she told me just before, because she's been helping me pack boxes and pick orders and stuff in here today. And she said, I know I'm really fickle, but this at the moment is my favourite bar. So, yeah, it does change from week to week, but that peanut butter crisp is a winner. And when she wrote the post on that one, you can see she lent on that one as a favourite. A big, big favourite with the fans, with the people, with the good folks out there, is probably the Munchies bar. Not only does it sound fun, it's a very, very sexy combo. It's a sort of pretzel-infused caramel one. So, yeah, great texture on it. Very, very sweet. It's got that kind of salty moorishness you often get from pretzels. And this has probably been the most demanded flavour. So when we first got it, didn't get nearly enough boxes, sold out instantly. We're waiting ages for them to come back in. We just about got enough, but we had boxes going out left, right and centre on those ones. And, these are not cheap bars, so people must really love them to cough up and grab those. So hopefully we can get more in and we can balance the prices out a little bit more and everything. But yeah, real surge in popularity for these. So if you haven't tried them, worth a try next time you stop by. I always try and work that little line in when I can remember it. But yeah, a little bit different, quite nice, and thoroughly cute. We have a bundle, of course, so the boxes are 12. That means the bundle is, I think this got silly Alani Nu You Want It 12 times bar pick and mix bundle. So all the flavours are in there. I think they're all in stock at the moment. Weirdest one's probably the fruity cereal, and that goes across everything we do in fruity cereal flavours, bigger in the States than it is here. Maybe the blueberry. I mean, I don't mind the blueberry, but it's less something that we just tend to enjoy over here. So yeah, they're all in there at the moment. Next up then, okay, we'll keep going with snacks. The very cute SmartSweets. Obviously we do quite a lot of candy here in the mix. I mean, we do like real sweets, and then there's the Max Tuning sour strips that we've had fun with for ages and ages. Those are not in any way guilt-free. That is kind of, I haven't got any to hand right now, actually. There's stacks of them all around me. The super sour candy strips, the candy belts, whatever you call them, but they are full-on candy. They're unashamedly super sour, super enjoyable, super sugary, diabetes-enhanced, whatever, sour candy. So they make no bones about that. Max has a lot of fun with it. Love the characters. So we got cool stuff coming from them as well. There is something new on the horizon. Can't give you any details quite yet, but look out for that in the not too distant future. But at the moment, the wild cherry's killing it, and we've got all the other flavours in. We did get a big restock, which is probably something I should have mentioned on the video if I'd done one 2 weeks ago. But yeah, we have all the sour strips flavours in right now in all our bundles. Anyway, onto these sweets. Magic of these ones is most of them are vegan. Actually, funnily enough, I think the sour strips are actually vegan too. But yeah, vegan sweets. So for jelly sweets, that's not often the case. And very, very low sugar. So that's where it differs from the sour strips and normal pick and mix candy you're used to. You've got 4 grams of sugar a bag, 3 grams of sugar a bag. It's kind of uncanny, super low sugar. And they avoid sugar alcohols and a very kind of natural product as well. So in terms of the flavourings and the colourings and things like that. So it's a very conscientiously formulated range of sweets. Maybe a bit of a premium price, and it was murder to actually get some of them in, but our importers managed to get hold of some, so we kicked it off. They've got a whole load of different varieties. They're not all vegan. 2 of them have traditional kind of jelly gelatin stuff in. So the gummy bears are sort of traditionally ones. These, in fact, they're the sour gummy bears. Thoroughly cute, very, very colourful. I mean, and you certainly can't miss these things. Free from sugar alcohols, yes. Gluten-free, non-GMO, etc. So, I mean, a lot of promises to all of these. But these ones, have to remember, they are naturally flavoured, and yeah, those super low sugar things they have going on there. Those are not vegan or vegetarian, in fact, but they're probably the closest to kind of traditional sweets you get here, but with that super low sugar promise. Other ones, like the SmartSweet Sweet Fish. So that's obviously riffing off the whole Swedish fish kind of candy, and these are probably my favourite. I guess some of you guys who've leapt on these know them already because you seem to pull out the favourites. So looking at reviews around the net, reviews in the States, the sweet fish have been very popular. I've tried these. They are probably my favourite ones, I'd say, and they're vegan ones. And yeah, the 3 grams of sugar a bag is pretty cool. So you do get, I don't know, about a dozen in there. So I mean, they are a little bit pricey. I wish they were a little bit cheaper. So we'll work on that. But sweet fish in there. We've got traditional sour watermelon. There's sour blast buddies. I think we've got one of those here. So they're inspired by, boom, there you go. So cute. They're inspired by Sour Patch Kids, as you might imagine. So it's the usual kind of jelly sweets with a lovely sprinkling of sour kind of sugary style kind of dusting on the outside. Obviously, low sugar thing, not real sugar. Yeah, so there you go. They're very cool. I will say, yes, sweet fish probably my favourites, and then the more traditional fruity gummy bears and the sour gummy bears. The ones I personally was not very fond of. I hope that's still picking up. I was not very fond of. A little bit too weird for me, I think. And maybe it's the vegan thing coming into play. I don't really know what they've made them from. They do some sweet chews. You'll see them on site. I'm not personally the hugest fan of those individually wrapped ones. Well presented, good nutritionals, and like thumbs up for pulling it off vegan. But the texture, I think, is too far from the original, and the flavours just don't tend to sit as well for me. So, I don't know, they're selling okay. No one's told us, wow, these are absolutely horrible, but I was not personally a particularly big fan of those when we did all the team sampling. So we probably won't continue those after we've sold through the current batch. unless people beg us to. And that's about it, actually. All the others are pretty nice. I mean, really something like the peach rings as well. They're pretty cool. I think most of them are in stock right now. We might have sold out the sweet fish, actually, because as I say, they did go fastest. Anyway, yeah, they're in the mix now. And we don't have a bundle of those at the moment. But when we get more, if we see if we continue them, then we might bring them on. Next one came in with them, the Legendary Food Toaster Pastries. So I don't think they're legally allowed to say Pop-Tarts, so it becomes Toaster Pastries or Tasty Pastries in this case. So there you go. That's a classic, what have I got in my hand there? Strawberry. Yeah, it's like an OG Pop-Tart sort of thing. Classic flavour. They've got strawberry, they've got blueberry, they've got a hot fudge sundae. They have got cinnamon, which is my favourite. And then they've got two slightly wacky ones where they've kicked up the protein quite a lot. And they do red velvet and birthday cakes. They call these creamy cake style or whatever. So it's these guys down here. I think I pulled one out to show you. Yep, these are bigger and higher calories. So it's 170 calories. Actually, no, the calories are about the same, actually. I didn't notice that. The difference is, yeah, there's a lot of protein in this one. So this is a 60-gram pastry. This is a 49-gram pastry. And that 10 grams makes quite a difference when they're quite dainty like this. It's considerably fatter and there's a lot more filling in it. Nice idea, but it's almost a far cry from a sort of classic Pop-Tart, what it should be. So for my money, I wasn't such a big fan of the cake style ones. I mean, they are really sweet because of that extra filling inside. They're super, super sweet. So not all of you might go for that. And the red velvet, it's always hard to quantify what a red velvet flavour should be. I ate it. But again, when we bring these in to try these products, that's not one I'm going to hurry to restock personally. So unless it gets loads of good reviews and you guys beg me to, that one may go. But all these things are interesting to try, you see, so I don't regret getting hold of these things. And as I said, we haven't had any bad reviews about them or anything. In fact, I think we've had some good ones. But yeah, it's always a nice one to try. So the cake style, just bear in mind, they're a little bit more of a far cry from a traditional Pop-Tart. However, they are fatter and they do pack in, what am I missing here? They do pack in 20 grams of protein with no sugar, 5 grams of net carbs. So that's pretty incredible. And they do sell these as sort of keto-friendly Pop-Tarts, which is, given the fact that Pop-Tarts are usually kind of pastry, more or less entirely, and then jam, not exactly keto-friendly. So the fact that they've managed to turn that on its head and make them keto-friendly and the high protein and the rest is very, very cool. So you have to allow them that. What I will say, and they do put toppings on the top, which is cool, not a generous amount, but there's basically a layer on top of the pastry and the pastry is filled. The topping does not go well in the toaster. So I know it's funny, it's weird, given the fact it's a tasty pastry and you think Pop-Tarts go in the toaster. But I think if you want to toast these, and I put a whole load of notices on site because I'm really worried about you guys setting fire to your toaster or whatever, because we made a mess of ours. The trick is to either toast incredibly lightly or if you put it in the oven, so you can put it under the grill, that would give you that effect, and you can keep the topping on top and it won't stick to your toaster. Or you can certainly get in the States, when I was out in Canada, toaster ovens were quite common. So either, yeah, just mini ovens, you sit them in maybe 2 Pop-Tarts at a time, or that they go through on a little conveyor belt thing, then drop down. So yeah, either way, you can do that. I know a load of folks online simply microwave them. 10, 15 seconds, it's all you need. And it gives you that kind of, the flavour does come out more when it's hot and it gives a slight sort of baked note to it. The pastry is a little different, it's a little bit softer, and when you microwave it, things do tend to go floppy in the microwave. So you do get a little bit of that going on, but it does save your toaster, it preserves that topping, and yeah, they're still delicious, and they've still got good flavours, and they're still high protein, still low sugar, and still a lot of fun to try. So with these ones, again, stock pretty scarce from the get-go. But we've brought over the full range. We'll see if we keep them going. Cinnamon, my favourite, probably followed by the hot fudge sundae. Then you've got the classic strawberry and the blueberry. A little bit boring, but you can't really go wrong. And the cake style, if you fancy something with quite amazing nutritionals, but a little bit of an unusual experience. We do have a bundle. It's called the Legendary Breakfast Bundle, where you can pick a mix across 4 of them, I think, to start. Again, a little bit pricey, so that helps bring the price down a tiny bit for you guys to try them. And there you go. So that's the Pop-Tarts. We got candy, we got some bars. So that's actually quite an action-packed one for this one. I'll jump on. I'm not going to show you these because there's not a lot to show, but they're very cute and they taste awesome. We've got the Cup Connoisseur. Cup Connoisseurs with a new flavour. So this is it's not a vegan one. They have a vegan one we may get in time. But you get 2 cups in here, peanut butter cups, lower sugar, protein infused, and salted caramel flavoured. So again, the chocolate's pretty standard. It's actually Cocoa Plus chocolate. So, you know, James and Sam over there have been doing that awesome chocolate for a long time. It's made its way into a lot of different products. And yeah, it's lovely stuff. And they've worked out the sort of secret formula using Swiss chocolate with higher protein and lower sugar across a whole mess of different things. Anyway, that same chocolate going into these cups here. Generous cups, quite well filled, like a very good, authentic, sweetened Reese's style filling going on in there. They are, what are we talking? It's 100 calories for 20 gram cups, so it's 200 calories a packet. Carbs, it's only 2 grams of sugar in the pack, so that's for both cups, and it's 3.5, 6, 7 grams of protein. So yeah, it's not going to, it's not the most astonishingly unrealistic kind of, diet-changing macros on these things, but they're considerably more justifiable than a normal Reese's cup, and they taste just as good, really. And in fact, you get a little bit more protein, and they have some variety. So there is white chocolate, there's milk chocolate, and yeah, we just got that salted caramel. So you can imagine it's just a cup. I think the last video I covered them, and I did actually show you these things, but not a controversial, unconventional format, just with salted caramel flavoring. And to me, yeah, it's nicer than the milk chocolate. You do get an extra kick of sweetness. So really nice, good win there, and I think they're going to play with it a little bit more with some other fillings and flavourings and stuff like that as well. And yeah, they do a dark chocolatey vegan one, so we'll have that coming. But yeah, expect more from Cup Connoisseur. The Cup Connoisseurs, it is Cup Connoisseur, but from the guys in the mix over the next little while. I mean, summer always makes chocolate a little bit tricky because things melt a little bit more. But yeah, right now, it's still pretty chilly outside, so it's safe. Fill your boots. Okay, that snack thing's done. And then I've got some small updatey things and other bits that have come in. I will do... I'll tell you what, we'll do all the snack things. So I've got a little bit of Easter stuff going on. I opened this, haven't had it yet. The last video I did 3 weeks ago, more or less at the same time. It was brighter, it was sunnier, it was warmer, all those good things. So we're not quite in spring yet, and the weather here can't make up its mind. So I thought I would inject a little bit of coconutty pina colada style glam and sunlight and kind of golden whatever with the gold 3D at the moment. So obviously 3D still in the mix. They haven't got any new flavours out or anything as yet, but always a popular one for us. We get through tons of this stuff, and it's my go-to de facto energy drink. Actually, what I will say that we do have more energy drinks coming. I might as well use this as a segue. Although I missed the update at the end. I might do it again then, but basically we've got some more monsters coming this week. Not many, but some of the watermelon and the Rosa, the US ones, you don't get here so easily. But we'll come back to that. Anyway, not talking about 3D. Easter stuff, so keep that on snacks. I can show you Easter cream. This is a new flavour. It's also been released as gooey egg, I think, maybe exclusive to Lidl. I don't know, they just played with the name a bit there. But yeah, we got it in too. The inspiration is basically the kind of yolky filling on a Cadbury's cream egg, and it does taste uncannily like that. So it's a good novelty for this time of year. We had loads of people hassling us to get this one in, and it's very difficult getting much out of Skinny Food Co. these days. They're too popular, really. But we did manage to get some in, and yeah, they're in the mix right now. We've hopefully got enough to see us through to Easter, which is like, what, 2 weeks away? So yeah, Easter cream in the mix. And for our part, we haven't done a huge amount of Easter stuff. It's coming in very early. Haven't had a chance to get a head around it, to be honest. A little bit embarrassing, but we have a few bits. We've got some Reese's Pieces filled type egg things, so that's an actual Reese's. We didn't get any like big eggs and stuff, and the supermarkets do such a good job of getting it now, to be fair. But we've got a few bits that we put together in a cute little Easter bundle. Obviously got a nice camp ribbon on it. It's got a thing on it. This will be giftable. It could be for you. But we have got some of the kind of Easter appropriate chocolatey fun stuff that we could get in there, aside from the silly bunny rabbit logo. We have got one of the new Mountain Joe's white choc millionaire bars. I mean, it mixes around a bit. You might get a white choc, you might get a white choc raspberry. They're very nice. We've got Reese's snap cakes. We've got the Reese's Pieces filled eggs, king size ones. A little bit hard to find in the supermarket, so we opted for some of those. And then we've got some of the Connoisseur cups I just mentioned there, the filled peanut butter cups. Good treat for Easter. And at the back, you can't see the front of it, but we got Emily Casey's My Muscle mugs. We're actually doing so well at the moment, but she's got 3 Easter ones. I can't remember if they made it into the last video. We did just get a restock, or we've got another one coming on Monday. So by the time you see this, they might be on the site. We have got... No, it's getting picked up on Monday. Oh, maybe we just got it. Oh, I forget. We've got it coming in very soon anyway. The Easter egg one, which is like a chocolate base with an actual, it's got a chocolate egg in it. And then we've got hot cross bun ones, which are really nice in regular, and a sort of vegan version of that same thing as well. Very delicious. Anyway, you get the hot cross bun one. No, you don't. You get the Easter egg one in here. We might rotate it for hot cross bun depending on stock availability, but you get the Easter egg My Muscle mug in this as well. So it's like £10, £9.99, I think, for the gift bundle style thing. So pretty good deal. give them everything that's in there anyway, and so we haven't profited off it too much. It's just a case of getting you some of these tasty things for the season, having a little bit of fun with it. So you can thank Millie again for that one. Okay, that's the snack things more or less done in terms of bigger features. I mentioned the Ghost stuff at the end. I obviously love talking about Ghost, and as I say, it's been a little while since since I've had the opportunity to go on about it too much. They did basically V2 season starting, so they've got a lot of the reworked, bigger, better, and improved versions of some of their big hitters like Legend that hasn't been tweaked really since 2017 or whatever, the original blend. So they've actually had that in the States, like the week before, so what would that have been, the 12th, I think, maybe, they launched in the States with Vita, a whole load of different flavours, and it's a kind of new, tweaked, improved formula. We don't get that yet because it's not quite the same formula we get over here. It's closer to the formula we get now with the ingredients in terms of international compliance, but it's not quite the same. There's one ingredient they have to change for the UK and for Europe. So they haven't actually run the V2 for us in Europe yet. So if you saw me on the Ghost video, it seems like a lifetime ago, weeks ago now, that was the V2 blend as they've been working on. It's just not actually been run yet. So yeah, keep an eye out. That's coming soon. They're aiming for the summer. So what, a couple of months, 2 or 3 months, we should have that in. Right now, we got plenty of the original Legend, which is still an awesome product, as you guys know. But we do have new pump V2. I should have done that whole pump it up. This is what we ran with in the email. This is the stim-free one, right? This is the pre-workout that you can stack with Legend. Legend already has some pump ingredients in, but this turns it up to 11. Or you can just have, if you're training late or you're sensitive to stims, you don't want that, or you want to stack it with indeed another pre-workout, God forbid. So pump, we've got 4 flavours. That's pretty cool. So they've hit the ground running on this. It's the same formula as the American one, so they can run them both together and send us a load of them over. They just launched it on Thursday, so we launched with them at the same time. We had the stock. And we've got classic sour watermelon warheads, the collab flavour they had to bring over, obviously. And very exciting for me, and it's in keeping with the 3D we have here, we have a pineapple one back. So this was actually released in the original pump formula, but it was very short-lived. We had 1, maybe 2 runs of it, and then we never got the stock back in, and we've been asked for it over and over since then. It was indeed one of my favourites, so I was mortified when we couldn't get more of that in. But I knew from Dan that it was always going to come back one way or another, and here it is in Pump V2. So yeah, pineapple flavour. Really, really delicious, kind of dreamsicle, kind of thick and creamy sort. It's a weird one for a pump product to worry about that, but it's got a nice texture to it. Obviously, the pump products tend to have a slightly thicker texture because of the nature of the ingredients. And yeah, it's just a lovely flavour that should do more with, I think. And then a bit of a weird one, I'll come back to this. We've got peach. So, boom. Lovely labels again, the usual kind of slickness there with the raised embossed thing and the different sort of laminated style finishes. I'm going to knock that over, I think. So peach, newer flavour, but it's rapidly becoming a favourite across some of the other bits and pieces. We've got peach in Glow, and we've got peach in Gamer. So yeah, it's done very well. It's slightly unconventional flavour for something like this, I think, but Ghost have made it their own. And yeah, everyone's a winner, really. And for the first time, certainly in this product, they have done a stacking friendly one. A lot of people will stack this product. So yeah, it makes sense to actually offer something that makes it a little bit easier to do that. They've done natty. So it's slightly unconventional name for it, but obviously what they're getting at is natural, unflavoured. So these things are never truly unflavoured, and it's just a kind of generic kind of flavour with, I guess, a hint of sweetness to it. So it's nothing that's going to upset any other drink you may put it in. You could combine it with squash if you wanted to drink this maybe intra-workout, traditionally pre-workout, but you could enjoy it like that. It would still hit your muscles as you're training. And you could stack it with any flavour of Legend or Burn if you wanted to mix it with that, or even Gamer. Like, you know, you pick your poison in terms of the pre-workout for the stim from Ghost. You can add this in without screwing up the flavour of a flavour you really love. So, I mean, yeah, obviously you can come up with some really cool combos mixing peach and sour watermelon or lemon, lime and pineapple or God knows what else. But it's cool that they've done the natty one as well. So you have the flexibility to do that, put in anything else you want to do. In terms of the formula, what have they done? Well, there's a kind of practical change and there is a kind of efficacy change, I suppose. So I guess one issue that they had with their original products, and it wasn't consistent across all batches, but it did happen, and it's something we see across a great many pump products in general, is clumping. So it's nothing to worry about. It's just a tiny bit inconvenient, and it's a little bit disconcerting, I suppose, if you leave a tub for a while with the seal off, or indeed you open it up and it's quite firm and you have to shake it up or break it up a bit. It happens. It's traditionally the hygroscopic ingredients, I think is how you say it. So things like glycerol in particular will do it. And it sort of attracts water, and that means it clumps up. The powder granules stick to each other. So there's nothing inherently wrong with that. It's just, yeah, it's a bit of a pain, and we do often have to say to customers, like, don't worry if there are lumps in it. They do break down when you mix them, but it's not ideal. Anyway, Ghost didn't like that. They didn't like the fact that people were not reassured opening these things. So that was always on their agenda to do. So basically that ingredient has gone. So I think that was the glycosides or whatever they had in there. So I think they've just pulled down the glycerol. They've upped, on the other hand, the citrulline, which is probably the most tried and tested pump ingredient you get across a load of these products. Certainly our most successful ones always lean heavily on the citrulline. And this is vegan citrulline as well, so it remains a vegan product. And so they've upped the dosage there a little bit. So yeah, I mean, the other way of looking at this is it's you can choose how much you want to use. Obviously, if you're already using a pre-workout like Legend, it has some pump ingredients in. So you may not want the full 2 scoops of this because you go through a tub quite quickly. You may just use the 1 scoop of this to get the desired skin-splitting pumps you're actually after. And you can do. It's a stacked formula, so you can get away with just the 1 scoop, provided you're stacking it with something like Legend. So it's a 40 scoop tub, it's a 40 serving tub if you are looking to stack it, probably, or you're just looking for like the mild effect of it. Or it's a 20 serve if you really want to go hell for leather and try and blow your arms up. So that's why you're seeing a 40-20. They don't do it on all their products, but for this one, it does work that way if you want it to. Anyway, yeah, they've upped the citrulline, and they've upped something else as well. The arginine nitrate, maybe. I think it's that. They've had another 500 grams of that. It's another 500 milligrams of citrulline. Can't remember exactly. You know, I'm not the numbers kind of guy on this one, but they have boosted those 2 ingredients, which are kind of the main active ingredients. Plus, they've had some fun with some new stuff in there. Jump on the website and you can get some more details about what these things actually do. But there's Pure Whey C, which is like a more... I guess you could say efficacious as a result, but it's a more absorbable version of vitamin C, which is useful in generating the pump. I think it's to do with breakdown of something. It's pretty cool either way. That's in there. They put Pure Whey C as a new one in, cool new ingredient, and the Cetria L-glutathione. So again, yeah, these all are conducive to having an awesome pump, and you can trust Ghost to have got this right. It is an ingredient you're seeing in more and more products at the moment. It's, yeah, a bit of a new kid on the block, but yeah, everyone's raving about how awesome it is. So I have to confess, I haven't actually tried this yet. Usually I couldn't care less what it says on a label. I know they put more of certain stuff in there, but I'm all about how it actually works, and certainly how it tastes as well. But because we haven't really got the gyms open here in the UK, and my training at home has been... more than a little lackluster, I confess I haven't given this a fair trial run. We opened the pineapple because I just wanted to taste that flavour again. So but that's basically to sip it. I haven't actually done a proper workout on this at all as yet. So it's shameful, but we are, 3 weeks away from gyms reopening here in the UK, hopefully. So I've got a whole range of products. We've got samples from other brands and all sorts of stuff as well that is on my to-try list. So I'm going to be wired for a very, very long time. And I haven't really had a pre-workout since November, not properly. So yeah, it's going to be a fun time when the gym's open. I usually go kind of psycho and run around anyway, so it's going to be really insane. So I'm going to give these ones a proper try. But the feedback that I've seen from it so far has been killer. Everyone's raving about it, and it was already a good product. It's now more stable because of those that ingredient switch up, and there's more in it, and a couple of nifty new ingredients to try out as well. It's still sugar-free, it's still vegan-friendly, all that cool stuff, and there's more flavours to play with. So V2 season, this is the first V2 product from Ghost. We've had 2021. There are loads more coming. So we got V2 of Size coming. We got V2 of Legend coming. I think there's a little tweak they've done to Gamer as well. Loads of cool stuff. This is just, a nice one to actually start. And it's something we've had really poor stock of for the longest time. So it has gone well on site with the launch. Everyone's enjoying it. So yeah, there you go, folks. Whew. So that's it. That's all the kind of main hitters. I don't know where I'm at on time here. About 33. So that's not too bad. So hopefully there's some stuff for everyone here. We've got a load of decent snacks. We've got some Eastery kind of fun bits as well. A little bit of supplement stuff to show you. As I say, that I'm bound to have forgotten some other little bits and pieces we've done, but I'm going to whip you through some stuff coming up ahead. So I guess we'll start first off, because I've already kind of teased this. Monster Energy, sugar-free ones. We've got most of the flavours now in the UK, including Fiesta. What we don't have is Rosa, and what we don't have is the newer watermelon. We only ever got a small delivery of the watermelon before, and it sold out light speed. Rosa, we've had once or twice, and it goes pretty quick. I think basically when we had the stock, Fiesta sold better, but Rosa, yeah, we don't have it over here at the moment, which inevitably makes it more desirable. I liked Rosa. It was more of a kind of pick and mix candy sort of vibe. It's got a kind of rose, pomegranate, floral. It's a weird cocktail of flavours going on in there. But personally, that was my favourite over the Fiesta. The Fiesta is just basically mango. Watermelon, yeah, very nice. Everyone loved it when they got it in there. It's just a nice candy watermelon with a hint of sourness. Pretty delicious, probably nicer than it sounds. And we've got some of that coming in the week ahead. So not loads of it. We are going to have to limit can numbers and all the rest of it, but we've been waiting for months for more of this to come in. So we'll trigger all the notifications and you guys can jump on and grab a few cans. I'm told there's more coming in 3 or 4 weeks. So yeah, we've got loads on order. We will see. Anyway, that's coming back in. New stuff coming this week as well. Oatein, good friends over there. Obviously, I know Andy Evolved, we know Aiden Evolved, who's very active, certainly doing social media accounts and on the trade side, kind of pushing these things, driving the brand forward. They were nice enough to send us samples of the next product release they've got. You've probably seen these teased if you follow them online. They call it Nutty Crisp. Now, these were basically just, yeah, from the manufacturer, so there's nothing. They've got a very nice, colourful, friendly, comic-style label. If you jump on their social media, you'll see it, and it'll be hitting our site in all its glory this week. But we did get some samples of them here. These are a little bit unconventional. They are vegan, which is pretty cool. But the idea is sort of souped up fruit and nut bars, I suppose you'd say. There's kind of raisins and dates going on in here, but it's still in a high protein. I think it's still 17 grams of protein, plant-based protein they hit in this. You've got a good mix of textures with kind of nuts and crunchy bits and everything else as well. Very, very sweet, very like honey vibe that comes out of the thing. I mean, yeah, you could think of it more as like a souped up breakfast bar, I suppose, from them. Very crispy, very crunchy, somewhere between a FitSnacks texture and probably a flapjack, quite like a sturdy flapjack. It's quite nice. It's got that air of heartiness. It's certainly quite sweet. Caramel is the winner. They do a chocolate one, which I think certainly from the sample stage we got was not quite sweet enough for me. I definitely prefer the caramel. But those we've been waiting on. It's a week or two behind schedule, but they will be coming in. Should be this week actually. So again, by the time you see this video, I think they may be shipping to us on Monday, which is Tuesday. So look out for those. That's pretty cool. Next up, new things. We won't get these quite so soon, but you may have seen teased around Grenade energy drinks. This is the original one. I quite like this, but no one else really did. So there's almost not enough caffeine to really hit, and the flavour was maybe a bit natural for some who were expecting something like 3D flavour or Monster Ultra. So it was a bit of a weird one. It didn't really fit into the category quite properly. So it was maybe a bit too natural for the gym goers, and it was a little bit too much kind of grenade and bodybuildery for the people who are after a more kind of natural stim hit from something like Tenzing. So yeah, it didn't prove itself to be super popular. However, Grenade really want this one to work, evidently. So they have done a trio of new flavours, revamped the formula. I think there's more caffeine in there as well. And they're kind of sweeter. They make more of a statement. They've gone big in terms of, I think, diversity with the collaboration, dance video, and whole thing. Launching these ones, they've got more collabs. It's cool. They're obviously determined to make this work. And I think this time they have a much, much better product. So we've been fortunate enough to try this one. I think we got samples a couple of weeks back. It went live on their own site a week ago. So quite recently, if you go on grenade.com, it is hitting other stores and indeed wholesalers. So we can get some at the beginning of April. So until we tried it, we weren't sure we'd bother. We tried it. 2 out of the 3 flavours are certainly really delicious. They've got fun names and everything, like Son of a Beach and things like that. So I think you'll have some fun with those when they come out. Will they rival the kind of bigger cans and types of 3D you get Monster? I don't know, but you do certainly get more of a hit of it, and the flavours they've done a good job. So check those out when they come in. Look out for those with us in a couple of weeks' time, probably. Next one, Awesome Supps. These are Ben Coomber's brand. We've only really done their vegan protein, but the chocolate salted caramel in that vegan protein has been a bestseller for us for a very, very long time. We are incidentally waiting for a big restock on that. We have Choc salted, but Choc and Nut's been out for a few weeks. That's coming back. And Vanilla's coming back, including, and this actually, they've told me they are doing a bit of reformulation on that. And that might hit in like a month's time, so it's supposed to be lower carb and all this kind of stuff. So they're doing some work on those. Most excitingly, though, they've got 2 flavours of bars at the moment. These vegan-friendly protein bars, 18 grams of protein, 60 grams, quite substantial things, triple layer ones. A bit similar to bars like the new Skinny Food Co. Duo bars and the Misfits bars. But yeah, again, it's showing you can have a lot of fun with plant-based bars. You can still make them taste delicious and you can still get all that protein in and the sugar being super low. Anyway, they've got a new flavour at long last coming out. It's got a lovely golden wrapper. It's a peanut butter chocolate peanut butter. So more of a Snickers type vibe. It's studded with real peanuts and everything. We haven't actually tried this yet because the delivery's been delayed. But again, we've seen some reviews online. It's been on their own site for a little while. People seem to have been enjoying it, and we've heard great things from them as they've been working on it. So that should be cool. That should be in the mix Tuesday, Wednesday, 2 or 3 days' time. It should have been here middle of this week, but yeah, it got pushed back, and so we'll have a restock on all of those, and we'll have the peanut butter, and it'll be going into the bundle of these, the awesome bundle. Okay, what else? We were lucky enough, I'm just showing this because it's we haven't seen these for a very long time, but we were lucky enough to get hooked up by Grenade on these. The Apple Rumble bars, it's the last limited edition from last year. Quite nice, quite different. I mean, Apple, the whole Apple Crumble type thing, bold of them to do in a bar, and it did quite well. I don't believe it's going to hit like the regular range as such, but we did get hold of some of these. So I think they're off grenade.com at the moment. Not really easy to come by, but if you were after some of these, we did for St. Patrick's Day, because it's a gloriously green, and it kind of echoed St. Patrick's Day last year when we did when we had the launch for the green apple sour strips. So we thought this was a nice kind of nod to that for this year to do something kind of fun for it. So every order got one of these free. So any of you guys who got in on that, hope you're enjoying it. And these things, we do still have a few of them left, so we'll think of some other promo bits to do. But yes, there are still some of these in the mix if you have a look. And I think that's it. I think I've been through everything. That's kind of mad. I thought I'd be going longer than that. So there you go. I'll cut it off here because I've got to edit it and do all the other stuff. I'm looking forward to getting a haircut, as you'll notice. This one gone completely mad, gone very grey. That's the last year working for you there. Well, not working for me, rather. And yes, we've got other exciting things up ahead in terms of yes, I mean things with the warehouse, but as I say, we are trying some other bits and pieces, some other brands coming in. We've got some Quest restocks coming in, big Quest restocks due. We have got some new peanut butters, so it's going to be a bit of a nut butter renaissance in the mix. I mean, Nuts and More has been, we've been ticking it over and getting the stock in, but we haven't really had anything to scream and shout about for quite a while. We have FitButters, I might as well say it now, coming in from the States. So you can go and check out their social media out there. Very, very active on there. It's the guy behind Fitness Informant who's actually doing those, him and his partner, and they're getting some crazy success with some crazy flavours. Really cool is that they do sort of collaboration flavours, or rather they use branded proteins, which is quite a nice nod to some of the other proteins we actually carry here. They use MTS proteins, they use NutriBio proteins. Very cool. They've got a mixture of almond, cashew, peanut. They've got some dairy-free. They've got some vegan ones. I think we've got 13 or 14 flavours, loads of them coming in. They are pricey, but they are epic in terms of inclusions, and I think they absolutely justify the price of getting these things in. But obviously, shipment the way they are at the moment, yeah, there's going to be a bit of a premium with them, but they are super delicious. And I think you guys enjoy it. We'll do a bundle to try and help you out a little bit on the price of these things, but they are going to impress, trust me. And they are due. We've got first very small batch due probably in the week ahead, actually. So look for them Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll have some of those up. They will probably sell out very, very quickly, but we'll try and do a launch, and then we have a load more on the horizon. They're making them at the moment out there in the States. And then we've got a more local offering, peanut butter-wise, not protein fortified, but very delicious, very fun flavours. We have got grind nuts coming in. So Jen over there has been very sweet, and she's been messaging us for a very, very long time to get these things in. And they look great. We love the labels, but we were never totally convinced by some of the flavours. I mean, we do try these things, and it's just they weren't quite there for us. So yeah, as I say, she's been going backwards and forwards, been refining, tweaking, making them sweeter for us, playing with the formulas, and indeed we've actually hit some ones we really, really like. So yeah, fair play to her. We want to get them in the mix. We've got Biscoff coming in, and there is a like a salted caramel chocolate chip sort of one coming in. We're going to start with peanut butters. She's playing with almond butters and stuff as well, but we just thought we'd start with the big hitters. Everyone loves Biscoff, everyone loves salted caramel, everyone loves peanut butter. So these are coming in, very, very cute. Good price on them and stuff as well. I think you guys will enjoy them. They're not, as I say, protein fortified or anything too wacky like that, but yeah, good natural ingredients and the rest. I think they're all vegan as well, actually. But we will see when they come in. Exactly on that one. But yeah, she's tweaked the formulas and we're just, for the final versions to arrive this week. Very exciting. So we're going to have a big peanut butter fest. What else coming up? We mentioned the question. We've got restocks. So Brexit is still horrible. In terms of exports, we've given up with DPD for the time being. In fact, we've had to write off. We've lost some parcels. Just have to refund them, put in claims. We'll probably never see them again. We probably won't see any money again. So yeah, it's really bad. And we've just had it's horrible. DPD have not done a great job of this. In many ways, they've done too good a job. I think they're trying to do things too correctly. And it's actually causing nearly everything to get stuck, like in customs or checks and things. Like even things that probably don't need to get stuck, it's sort of being overly onerous on it. That's my gut feeling. So anyway, I trusted them, didn't really work out. So very sorry, folks. DHL, we've tried a little bit with, but even they're having trouble doing the mainland Europe stuff. So we could fly them, and you've got more of a chance of chocolate bars getting through that should never be stopped anyway. But you will almost certainly get hit with more fees, tariffs, and also ones you probably don't need to pay, plus the admin charge for the handling. It makes it not really doable for like 30, 40, 50 pound orders. You can do huge orders, maybe, business orders, maybe, but for most of our customers, it prices out the market. It's not really worth it, and we'd feel bad getting them hit with fees and the charge. It's not good. Anyway, we have Royal Mail working. So when you watch this, and we're going to add some more countries, as you watch this, Ireland, France, and Germany should be live in the system. I know my notices probably don't say that it's live. They might say no shipping to Europe and it's a complete disaster. But actually, they should offer you shipping options if you're going to any of those countries at checkout. And the catch on that is price is okay and the speed is okay. You're looking at maybe 4 working days. And you probably won't even get hit with VAT and fees, like customs duties, because it's quite a low value order. It doesn't really attract the fees. And yeah, so you might get away with that. The problem is Royal Mail on their international tracked and signed services, irritatingly, only carry up to 2 kilos. So that's not that big a box. I mean, if you're buying a couple of boxes of bars, that's fine. That works. If you're after a load of energy drinks, if you're after syrups, if you're after, I don't know, even a big tub of protein, you're going to struggle because it's obviously, we've got to factor the box into that as well. So basically you've got 1,600 grams to play with there. So bearing in mind, if you're getting a ridiculous shipping rate or no shipping options and you're trying to ship to France, Ireland or Germany, and there'll be more countries coming, that'll be why. So I've got to try and fix the site so it shows some proper notices about this, at least give you an estimate of the weight of your order so you know whether or not what you need to do to make it fit in under that weight limit. I think Germany might take up to 5 kilos. I think they've changed it for certain EU countries, but we haven't tested that yet. We've tested Germany, France and Ireland up to 2 kilograms, all fine. So that is good. I mean, in a way, I'm happy about that. We haven't had to refund them. The orders got through quite quickly. Everyone seems to be happy. So it's sort of working. I'm going to have to change the messaging around it, but and I can add Belgium, the Netherlands, like a bunch of other big hitters. Yes, Spain, Portugal. We'll put them back in, but do bear in mind there is that limit, which is not ideal, but at least we can get you some stuff. We could get you tons of pre-workout BCAAs, I know, 2 or 3 syrups. You can do smaller orders, so it's better than nothing. And yeah, we are working on it, but I'm still going to hope there's some extra deal or something done because it's not really tenable at the moment. It's way too expensive. Anyway, yeah. We are, however, having some more luck with imports. So I'd almost given up on this. I thought, well, the exports just totally aren't working, doing, £1,000 whatever, imports here and there, you're just asking for trouble. Well, actually, so far so good. We've had 1 shipment through, 1 shipment nearly through, and we've got another one that will be coming out of Germany from Got7, hopefully this week. So touch wood, at least the import thing is okay. And I think it's basically because Border Force, the customs officers and stuff on our side are being quite lenient right now. They're giving us a break really, because otherwise we obviously can't get anything exported. You don't want to screw up imports as well. So I think where they can control it, our side are being quite generous in terms of the paperwork and stuff. So obviously we don't bring in anything weird and wonderful. There's nothing dodgy about a protein bag of crisps or something, but it's still, there is a lot of red tape. And the guys on the French side, for example, when we go over to the EU, they are enforcing this as they have every right to. It's just our guys doing the imports are not. So sooner or later it will tighten up and we'll have more problems. But whilst we can bring these things in and I can get my head around the paperwork, I'm going to do it. So we have restocks coming in on blender bottles. We've got some new blender bottles in. I'm going to show you. I should have done that. But we've got some very fun, fantastic fantasy creatures. There they are. There's a Bigfoot one. There's a mermaid one. There's a unicorn one. Totally silly, but yeah, we got a bunch of the stars and things back in there with blender bottles that have been doing fairly well for us. We have got some PES stuff coming back in as well. So we got all the flavours of the protein and the pre-works going well. I should actually say, damn, we haven't done the full launch on site yet, but we do have, and it's currently live on site, strawberry kiwi in high volume from PES and prolific from PES. So that's the stim and the non-stim pre-workouts, long-time bestsellers for us. This is the updated version of the Jeff Nippard, who's one of their athletes, collab flavour things. So that we had a kiwi lime. They've revamped it into the strawberry kiwi, which for my money, nicer. So they're in sight right now. We also got a small restock on the PES Super Greens. So it's quite a mushroom heavy sort of greens formula. But yeah, it's very well reviewed. Always sells out over in the States. We got a handful of bags in. So yeah, been waiting for that. We sent the notifications. They're on site right now. And then yeah, PES other bits. We've got restocks coming. So we're keeping most of the flavours back in. So that's pretty cool. And then yes, I mentioned Got7. So we got all the chips back. We got protein nachos back. We've got all the classic sauces back. We've got most of the premium sauces back. All of these on there, yeah, the pancake mixes they do. So it's a start. If that works, they've got some other new products we'll try and bring over as well. But these are small trial shipments, and so far so good. So that's kind of exciting. So it's a good news period. And obviously, back end of the week, just yesterday, I did get the news on the warehouse in that they should be signing this week. So here you go. I'll cut it off here because that just got an awful lot longer. But yes, things are keeping on going and stuff over here. And yeah, I hope all you guys are well and looking forward to, yes, more optimism stuff in the summer and gym's back and the rest coming up ahead. Yeah, I'm just going to shut up. I'll catch you next time. Thank you so much for watching. And hopefully it won't be so long until the next one. Hopefully I will have the warehouse to tell you about and all that sort of stuff. But yes, if I don't see you before, have a great Easter. Yeah, thanks for stopping by.